Fieldhouse. It's a Friday or Saturday night, and it's high school boys basketball here on Charter Communications. Good evening, everybody. I'm Nick Van Acker, along with my broadcast partner, Sean Kaiser. Tonight, Sean, the Fond du Lac Cardinals, 2-0, another Association matchup against the 2-0 Appleton East Patriots. The Patriots beat Wisconsin Rapids as well as beating Kimberly in their first game in the Fox Valley Association. It's going to be a tough task for the Cardinals tonight.
Every game in the Fox Valley Association this year is going to be tough for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Luckily for them, starting off the season with this extended homestand, as the Cardinals playing their third of fourth straight games at home to open up the season, as they were able to defeat Neenah earlier this week on Tuesday night. A thrilling overtime game, a 2-point victory against Neenah. I guess you kind of worry a little bit about a letdown for Fond du Lac against this Appleton East team. It is going to be a tough team. I think the Cardinals would have to be favored coming into this matchup, but the Cardinals with two tough victories against Cedarburg and against Neenah so far this year, got to keep up that intensity tonight against Appleton East.
I think a big key for Fond du Lac this year so far, Sean, has been their defense. They have been stellar the two games that they have played so far, and they just live up to the style that Dick Diener likes to play. They don't have a whole lot of offensive power, so they just stick with a defensive game, and that's how they win these basketball games.
And you talked about that defense. Coach Diener loves it when his teams can play outstanding defense, and that's exactly what this team does. This team likes to play defense. Now, this team might not have the scoring as we've seen from Cardinal teams in the past, but they're getting there. You know, we saw a big game by Derek Arndt against Neenah, and different players throughout the season are going to have to step it up for Fond du Lac. But as long as that base, as long as that defense is there, the Cardinals are going to be good this season.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting basketball matchup tonight. The Fond du Lac Cardinals and the Appleton East Patriots will have the starting lineups in the opening tip-off right after this. You are watching Fond du Lac Cardinal boys basketball on Charter Sports.
To listen to
And welcome back to the Cardinal Fieldhouse. Let's pause for the playing of tonight's national anthem. Let's go courtside for the national anthem being played here at the Cardinal Fieldhouse.
At this time, would you please remove your hats as you stand in reverence and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And actually the playing of the Pledge of Allegiance here tonight from the Cardinal Fieldhouse. Let's go back courtside for tonight's starting lineup.
Game. From Appleton East, 6'1", senior, number 3, Mike Gadostik. A junior, 6 feet, number 5, Tim Reitzner. A junior, 6 foot, number 32, Cameron Vanderheiden. A senior, 6 foot, number 33, Shane Mosing. And a senior at 6'5", number 50, Paul Anderson. Now the starters for the Cardinals. A junior, 6 feet, number 3, Chris Saberlick. At 5'10", a junior, number 13, Robbie Springborn. A senior, 6'4", number 15, Derek Arndt. A junior at 6 feet, number 20, Sean Bartelt. And a senior, 6'3", number 34, Casey Weiss. The Patriots are coached by John Milkey, and the Cardinals are coached.
And that's tonight's starting lineups here from the Cardinal Fieldhouse. The Appleton East Patriots coached by John Milkey in his 3rd season under the helm for the Patriots. And the Fond du Lac Cardinals coached by Dick Diener, who is in his 19th season as head coach of the Cardinals. Opening tip-off almost underway here from the Cardinal Fieldhouse. Sean, it should be a good matchup tonight for the Fond du Lac Cardinals.
It always will be in the Fox Valley Association. Cardinals look to be pumped up for this basketball game, as they should be, coming off an emotional victory last Tuesday night here at the Fieldhouse when they were able to knock off Neenah by 2 points in overtime. That thrilling overtime basket made by Casey Weiss. So hopefully the Cardinals can carry some of that momentum into this basketball game, and maybe it'll resemble the JV game, in which the JV Fond du Lac team handled Appleton easily.
Boy, we hope so. Derek Arndt and Anderson on the opening tip-off, controlled by the Cardinals. We are underway from the Cardinal Fieldhouse Fox Valley Association Conference matchup. Chris Saberlake with the basketball for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. He gives it off to Robbie Springborn. Springborn looks to take it in the lane, kicks it out to Derek Arndt. Saberlake thought about a three. He's going to penetrate into the lane, kicks it back out. Springborn, penetration into the lane. Short jumper is good, and Robbie Springborn gets the Cardinals off to a 2-0 lead.
Well, patience on offense, as we always see for the Cardinals on their opening possession at Springborn. Didn't look to have too much difficulty going down low. If he's able to get that shot all night long, he could have a huge ball game.
With the basketball is Godostic for the Appleton East Patriots, off to Anderson. Anderson is their big 6'5" center. Short jumper on the way, no good. Strong rebound by the shorter Sean Bartelt. Fond du Lac looking to push it. Springborn with it. Saberlick kicks out a three on the way, good. And Fond du Lac up off to a 5-0 lead. Kind of flashbacks of Tuesday night where the Cardinals jumped off to a 10-0 lead.
Yeah, the Cardinals look sparked here tonight, and the offense is definitely going so far early on for Fondy.
Godostic, short turnaround jumper is good. 5-2 in favor of the Cardinals. 6:44 remaining in the opening quarter.
Nick, where are you?
Springborn brings the ball across the timeline to Saberlick. Out to Sean Bartelt. Bartelt into the lane, kicks it out to Springborn. Springborn, three-pointer on the way. Rim one have it. Fond du Lac comes away with the rebound to Chris Saberlick. To Derek Arndt in the lane. Arndt had a good game the other night against the Neenah Rockets. Saberlick, three-pointer on the way. Good. Saberlick, 2 from 2 from outside the arc. He's got a quick 6 points.
And Chris Saberlick has got the stroke going early here as the Cardinals up 8-2. Their offense looks very sharp tonight.
Anderson with the basketball. And he's under a little bit of pressure, and the ball stolen away by the Cardinals. Springborn looking to push it. Gives it off to Saberlick. Saberlick with a hot hand. He continues. Saberlick with 8 out of the first 10 points for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. 10-2 Cards.
And Chris Saberlick looks very, very confident shooting the basketball tonight, as that time he got it, kind of took a couple of dribbles and created his own shot. Chris Saberlick looking very good.
Saberlick struggled the other night against Neenah, but Neenah had a good defense against them. The Cardinals with another steal. Patriots can't buy a basket right now. Springborn brings it up into the lane. Kicks it out to Saberlick, and Saberlick travels as he tripped on the floor, and the Cardinals will have a turnover.
Now, it's too bad Robbie didn't get Chris Saberlick to pass just a little bit sooner as Saberlick was open. I was expecting him to knock out his third three-pointer here within the first 3 minutes of the first quarter, but got that pass just a little bit too late. Saberlick turned it over. Fond du Lac's first turnover of the game.
Rietzner gives it off to Mosing. Mosing gives it to Anderson. Anderson, strong move into the lane. Nobody there to step in front of him, and Anderson puts some points on the board for the Patriots.
Well, Anderson didn't look too pretty dribbling that basketball, but he able to make himself some room down low and get in for the score.
Nice pass underneath by Derek Arndt to Casey Weiss. Weiss is fouled. He'll go to the line and have 2 shots.
As I think, well, anybody remember to get the ball, and the ball rolled all the way to the end of the gymnasium. Something new this year. Those bleachers, which used to stand behind the baskets here at the Fond du Lac Fieldhouse, no longer up. The first 2 games of the season, they had those lights on behind the basket area, but tonight, for some reason, they've dimmed the exterior lights, and a little bit darker in the gym tonight.
Shane Mosing on the foul.
Greg Wheeler here, and he knows how to do it.
First free throw, no good by Casey Weiss. Second one on the way, no good. Cardinals missed both free throws, but Derek Arndt comes away with the rebound. Jump ball, and the ball will go to the Appleton East Patriots on the possession arrow.
Real impressed with Derek Arndt's basketball game last Tuesday night against Neenah. He led the Cardinals in scoring and really found some confidence, looked comfortable down low in the paint in that game.
With the basketball is Mosing. He gives it off to Anderson. Anderson being guarded by Arndt. And an offensive foul on the Appleton East Patriots. Sean, the Patriots just cannot get any flow going in their offense whatsoever.
Yeah, the Patriots, they don't look too crisp in this basketball game so far. Obviously give the early edge to the Cardinals as they lead 10-4 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Cameron Vanderhayden with the foul. That is the second team foul on the Patriots. 10-4 in favor of the Fond du Lac Cardinals. 4:36 remaining in the opening quarter. Saberlick with it. He gives it out on the top to Sean Bartelt to Casey Weiss. Saberlick, turnaround three-pointer on the way. He continues to have the hot hand. 3 for 3 from outside the arc. Saberlick has the Cardinals 11 of the first 13 points for the Fond du Lac Cardinals.
How pretty was that basketball move? He kind of turned around a little bit. Wasn't facing the basket when he put up that three-pointer, and he sunk it down for his third of the game.
Patriots turn it over once again, and now they will call a timeout. They got to talk this one over. Cardinals up 13-4. We have 4:08 remaining in the opening quarter. We'll take a timeout as well. Back after this, you're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal boys basketball on Charter Sports.
Screen printing for all your screen printing, embroidery, and trophy needs. Ring just north of Highway 23 on Seymour Street in Fond du Lac.
You're back.
And welcome back to the Cardinal Fieldhouse. Fond du Lac with a 13-4 lead here in the opening quarter. Sean, the Cardinals have come out crisp so far, and Chris Saberlick just on fire from on the outside and putting together a pretty nice game in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Cardinals as a team, 5 of 6 shooting early on in this game, and they are 3 of 3 from downtown. All those three-point baskets coming from Chris Saberlick, who has so far turned in one heck of a half of a first quarter.
Cardinals will inbound it on the turnover from Appleton East, and Springborn will bring it up across the timeline. Cardinals patient offense, which they have been all season long. Sean Bartelt with it. Bartelt. Jumper on the way, good. He gets on the board for the first time tonight. Puts Fond du Lac on top by 11, 15-4.
And this team looks confident. All these players look confident stepping up and taking these shots.
Yeah, they do. Anderson with it. He gives it off to Zulger. Jumper on the way, good by Rietzner, a three-pointer for Rietzner.
Oh, Appleton East hasn't had many opportunities to shoot the basketball, but when they have, they've connected. As Appleton East so far is 3 of 4 shooting. It isn't bad, but they trailed this ball game by 8.
Sean Bartelt with it for the Cardinals. He is being guarded by Godostik. To Springmore. Bartelt takes it strong into the lane, basket, and the foul. Sean Bartelt with a strong move, and Fond du Lac continues to be very, very confident on offense.
Obviously, the Cardinals had a feeling coming into this basketball game as far as scouting it that they knew they'd be able to do plenty of different things on offense against Appleton East. And, this is like we talked about, a game that the Cardinals would be favored in coming into this basketball game, a game that the Cardinals should win. And I think Coach Diener probably talked to his kids today. Don't be afraid to take some of those shots. I want you guys really to get out there and try and do some things today.
Free throw on the way for Bartelt is good, and that gives Bartelt 5 points here in the first quarter and puts the Cardinals up 18-7.
Well, the offense has definitely been impressive. So has that Cardinal defense. They've really been playing a complete game so far throughout the first 5 minutes of the first quarter.
Whistle near the baseline. It's going to be a foul on the Cardinals. We'll check it. Looks like it might go on Chris Saberlick and will. That'll be his first personal foul.
Part of the Cardinals being aggressive on defense there. Result of that foul.
The kick out. Zulger gives it off to Rietzner. And then the Patriots throw it away. Sean, how many turnovers is that for Appleton East?
That's the third turnover so far for Appleton East in this basketball game. They've definitely been sloppy so far when they've had the basketball on the offensive end.
Robbie Springborn brings it up across the timeline. Three-pointer on the way is good from Chris Saberlich. Saberlich from the outside again.
Somebody call the fire department. Chris Saberlich is on fire, 4 of 4 from downtown in this basketball game. And Saberlich shooting the lights out of this gymnasium.
Nearly traveled on the other side, but then Grant puts it in. Brian Grant with his first points of the basketball game. Springborn. Nice strong move by Springborn into the lane. Dilling comes away with a strong board. Underneath there should be a foul a couple times in there. And now a foul on the Cardinals. Boys, Jim Dilling mugged underneath the basket and no call.
Well, Cardinals had problems trying to gain possession of that rebound as the ball was on the ground and several players scrapping for it. Good hustle by both teams, and Appleton East able to finally gain control of that basketball, and the Cardinals reached in and had a foul.
Cardinal foul will go on number 20, Sean Bartelt. That's his first. 1:52 remaining in the first quarter. The Cardinals up 21-9. Zilger brings it up. He gives it off to Vanderhayden. Vanderhayden being guarded by Springborn. Boy, the Patriots just do not seem crisp at all on offense. Anderson.
And you got to credit the Cardinal defense. I mean, you look at the Cardinal defenders are in the face of every Appleton East player, except for that one.
Nice pass underneath to Mosang, and Mosang gets the basket.
Well, Appleton East is 5 of 6 shooting. I mean, they haven't looked that great defensively, but the shots that they've taken, they've made almost all of them.
Casey Weiss to John Shavy, who's into the game for the Cardinals, to Saberlich. Keep it in the hands of Saberlich. He is hot. Shavy, nice move into the lane. Defensive breakdown by Appleton East. Fond du Lac on top, 23-11.
And likewise for the Fond du Lac Cardinals, they are 9 of 11 shooting.
Good first quarter, and another turnover by Appleton East. Casey Weiss takes it and wisely kicks it back to Chris Saberlich.
And I see Coach Junior putting up the finger. I think he wants to play for one here with 43 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Springborn with it. Cardinals do a good job at the end of every quarter, trying to hold down and play for the last shot.
That's something Coach Junior's teams have always done throughout the years. In his tenure in Fond du Lac, they've always done a great job salting down that clock and working for a good shot to end out a quarter or a half.
Cardinals with a good first quarter of play. They are on top 23-11. We roll under 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Saberlich with it. He'll bring it down to about 10 seconds. He gives it off to Springborn. So we roll under 7, 6. Springborn is going to take it himself. Nice strong move into the lane. Robbie Springborn with the basket. And we come to the end of the first quarter, and what a first quarter it's been for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. 25-11, they lead. We'll go to the second quarter right after this. You're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball on Charter Sports.
Shoes, balls, gear, it's all here at Team Sports on Main. Dribble, pass, shoot. It's basketball season, and Team Sports has all your basketball needs covered. One stop and you're in the game. Or maybe the struggle for the pin is more your speed. Team Sports carries all you need for wrestling. Team Sports has trophies, leather jackets, and Packer and Badger merchandise. Team Sports, your sports headquarters.
And you're back.
And welcome back to the Cardinal Field. Saberlich Sean, 14 points in the opening quarter, and that helps Fond du Lac off to a 25-11 lead. Cardinals on fire from the field in the first quarter.
Fond du Lac shooting 10 of 12 from the floor so far, and of course they sunk 4 3-point baskets, all of them sunk by Chris Saberlich. Appleton East not too bad shooting as well, 5 of 6 shooting, but the big statistic that sticks out for Appleton East, they're 4 turnovers.
And to take you through the second quarter, here's my partner, Sean Kaiser.
Well, the Fond du Lac Cardinals will start with the basketball to open up the second quarter. A fast-moving first quarter. That first quarter just whizzed by. Relatively foul-free it was. Chris Saberlich's had a hot hand, but that three-point attempt is going to be short. His first miss of the night. And back the other way comes Appleton East. A rainbow jumper is going to be good for Appleton East. That wasn't a pretty shot there, but they're able to slam that one down there. 25-13, Fond du Lac up by 12. Springborn going to dish it out to Saberlich, and A little bit tighter defense being played by Godostik. Saberlich once again from outside. So far, he's missed both his three-point attempts here in the second quarter. Casey Gies gets one of his first touches down low. Weiss posting up, and then they spit the ball back outside. Fond du Lac up by 12. Back down low to Weiss. Weiss going to turn around, take the 7-foot jumper, no good. Nice job of an offensive rebound by Jim Dilling. He gets it rejected. And close to the baseline, let's see, Appleton East defender steps out of bounds. Fond du Lac retains possession.
Great job by the Fond du Lac offense that time. Two offensive rebounds, one by Jim Dilling there, just playing strong underneath and allowing the Cardinals to get some second chance opportunities.
Fond du Lac 10 of 12 shooting in the first quarter, but they've opened up with 3 straight misses in this second quarter. And a ball going to be stolen away and then stolen back. Fond du Lac turned the ball over. And then a nice job by Jim Dilling to steal it away and keep it from going out of bounds against Appleton East. And a shot block, but a foul's going to be called down low as Robbie Springborn tried going into the paint. And he'll go to the free throw line shooting 2.
Offensive rebounds, a great play, creates opportunities, and that's what it did that time for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Good job by Jim Dilling. That's what he's in there for. It's just his scrappy play underneath. Comes away with a couple of offensive boards, and eventually Springborn draws the foul and gets a chance to put 2 in the board at the charity stripe, but he misses the first one.
Springborn misses his first. I'd like to see more of that from Robbie.
Guys, you can talk to us about that.
Going down the middle of the lane, and I'd like to see more of that as Springborn misses both free throws. Very uncharacteristic. 25-13. Fond du Lac on top by 12. 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. Fond du Lac's defense has been tight against Appleton East all throughout this ball game, but Godostik able to get himself down low. Good position, and Appleton East cuts this lead to 10.
Well, Godostik that time just got deep in the paint, and a great job, just a turnaround easy jumper.
Bodies falling over the court here, but everybody able to get back up as knocked away down low by Cameron Vanderheiden as the Cardinals trying to establish Casey Weiss down low in the post. And checking in for Weiss is going to be Matt Saporsky. Saporsky will come in there, but the Cardinals haven't really, they scored most of their points from the outside. In the second quarter, the Cardinals trying to establish some sort of a low post presence.
Well, you need to. You got to go both ways if you can, and the Cardinals have established their outside game, as we mentioned, and now they're going to try to establish that inside game, which they're trying to work on right now.
5:53 to go in the second quarter. Fond du Lac on top of Appleton East, 25-15. As the Cardinals have yet to score here in the second quarter, they're 0 for 3 shooting from the field. Good defense being played right now on this possession by Appleton East. Saporsky shoots from the outside. Saporsky with a 3-point basket. Matt Saporsky checking into the ball game just a little while ago. He lights it up from the outside.
Well, Saporsky's been getting some valuable playing time the last couple of games for the Cardinals. That time makes a statement of his own, a big 3-point basket.
I believe that's his first 3 of the year. I really don't remember Saporsky shooting the ball much so far this season. He's able to get himself his first 3-pointer of the basketball game. An outside jump shot is good. Appleton East 3 of 3 from the field. Paul Anderson with a deep jump shot. I tell you what, his shots aren't pretty, but so far they've been going down. Quickly the other way down court is Robbie Springborn, and Springborn able to pick up the foul. We talked about Springborn starting to penetrate and picking up some fouls against Appleton East.
Yeah, that's part of the game that I think Robbie's been working on the last couple of weeks, is taking it into the lane. He did it right there once again for Fond du Lac. We've been seeing it a lot in this game. You know, last year we saw Springborn keep it to the outside quite a bit. Now he's trying to penetrate a little bit and create some opportunities.
Robbie 0 for 2 from the line so far tonight. See if he can sink a free throw here. He knocks it down.
Springborn with 5 points in the basketball game for Fond du Lac. He was kind of quiet the other night against Nina as well, but I just go back to that Nina defense. They did a great job on both top scorers for Fond du Lac, Springborn and Saberlich. But you know what the Cardinals did is other guys stepped up, such as Derek Arndt.
Second free throw is good for Robbie Springborn. 2 for 4 from free throw land, and the Cardinals are up by 12, 30-18. 4 minutes and 52 seconds left before halftime. Appleton East yet to miss a shot in this second quarter. They are 3 for 3. Haven't turned the ball over at all. They did turn it over once. 4 turnovers in that first quarter, a total of 5 for Appleton East in this game, as the Cardinal defense has done a very good job against Appleton East. Thought about taking the jumper a couple of times there with a couple of pump fakes. This Cardinal defense seems to be baffling Appleton East, Nick.
Yeah, they just seem very, very tentative on offense, and that time missed shot for Appleton East.
Vanderheiden tried penetrating down the lane and laying it off the glass. He was unable to get that one to sink. As Derek Arndt now into the basketball game, playing down low in the post. Arndt goes glass, and he goes in. Derek Arndt had a huge game against Neenah last Tuesday, and Arndt goes off the glass, gets his first points of the game.
I think, Sean, so far the story of this basketball game, Fond du Lac looking very confident on offense, and Appleton East looking very tentative. So Cardinals, that's why they're out to a 32-18 lead.
Fond du Lac's found several different ways to score in this basketball game, as a three-pointer missed by Appleton East, but they're able to get the offensive board. It's their first offensive rebound of the game. The Cardinals have 3 offensive boards so far tonight. The Cardinals are scoring from the outside, they're scoring from the inside, they're scoring from the free throw line so far. Their offense looks very good, as does their defense. Fond du Lac up by 14, and the shot had to be altered there. Shot taken by Tim Reitzner. Cardinals altering the shot. Ball lands out of bounds, and we've got a foul.
That foul is going to go on Fond du Lac, Sean Bartelt. That'll be his second personal foul. John Shavy will come in for him, as he'll go sit on the pines for a little bit.
3:18 to go before halftime. Fond du Lac on top by 14. 32-18 is the score. Appleton East inbounding under their own basket. Quickly taking the outside shot and missing is Paul Anderson. Cardinals with a defensive rebound. Headed the other way. Shavy looking for somebody to pass the ball to, and unfortunately he didn't have anybody.
You know, Sean, one thing that I've noticed is Anderson, their Appleton East's biggest guy at 6'5", has been taking a lot of outside shots. If you're John Milkey of Appleton East, you do want him in the paint. You don't want him outside taking those shots.
Well, the Cardinals will let him shoot from outside all day, that's for sure. He sunk a couple of those outside shots, but he looks like a big man shooting. It doesn't look pretty. As Zolliger able to hit an outside jumper for 2 points, and Fond du Lac's lead now cut back down to 12. They lead 32-20 with 2:38 to go in the second quarter. Cardinals, after scoring 25 points in the first quarter, have come out and only scored 7 points through the first 3 quarters of this second quarter. Cardinals missed a couple of shots early in the second quarter, trying to find some offense. Guess you can give some credit to Appleton East for stepping up their defensive pressure here. You got guys running all over the court. Springborn going to pass it out. He hasn't hit it in a while, but that's another 3 for Chris Saberlick. Boy, he is going downtown tonight. Chris Saberlick with another bomb, and the Cardinals up 15. And a turnover here. 6 turnovers in the basketball game for Appleton East, and the Cardinals looking to add to their lead.
Saberlick with the ball again. He is on fire. He has 17 points in the first half so far for the Cardinals.
And a foul going to be called on Appleton East. Mike Godostik going to be called for that foul. Robbie Springborn coming down the baseline, and Godostik called for the foul. That's the 16th foul against Appleton East.
Next foul, Fond du Lac will be in the bonus, and they'll get some free throw shots. But the Cardinals only scoring 10 points in this quarter, as you mentioned, Sean, after scoring 25 in the first quarter. We talked about in the pregame show, Cardinals not a very good offensive team compared to past years. It's been their defense. Not tonight. So far, it's been their offense.
And Saberlick lost control of that ball. It's picked up by Appleton East, and they're going to say, oh, touched by Fond du Lac last, and they're the ones that forced it out of bounds. Saberlick was coming around on a screen under the basket to the outside, trying to get open for a three-pointer, and he was almost running too fast. Lost his footing, and in the meantime, lost control of the basketball. So the Cardinals turn it over. And then Appleton East turns it over.
Well, Appleton East just can get nothing going. Turnovers has been a problem for them so far in the first half, and they continue just to be very tentative on offense. Give the Cardinals defense a lot of credit for that.
Appleton East hasn't missed many shots, but those turnovers, 7 turnovers in this basketball game, that is really what's killed them. The Cardinals have been able to take advantage of those turnovers when Appleton East has committed them. A minute to play in the second quarter. Fond du Lac up by 15 as Saberlick's runner in the lane. Bounce, bounce, bounce. It's good. Fond du Lac leads 37-20.
Well, you know when you got the hot hand when you get one of those to go, and Saberlick just continues just to be very, very hot on offense.
42 seconds left before halftime. Driving down the lane, going up and in. Vanderheiden for Appleton East. He scores the bucket. Cardinals lead 37-22 with 30 seconds to go, and of course the Cardinals will be playing for 1. Well, anybody particular you'd be looking for to get the score here?
Saberlick's got to have the basketball. He has been red hot so far.
Well, maybe Robbie Springborn penetrating the lane and kick it out to Saberlick for a 3-point attempt. Let's see. Well, he kicks it out to Saberlick. Saberlick's got a man in his face. Saberlick steps back, pumps up the 3 and hits. Oh, what a move. What a move by Chris Saberlick. A 3 to send it into halftime. What a first half for Chris Saberlick. Fond du Lac on top of Appleton East, 40-22. Oh, man, what a shot.
Yeah, he's had a full game in the first half. Another huge three-pointer by Chris Saberlick sends the Cardinals into the locker room with a 40-22 lead. We will take a look at the stats. We'll talk a little bit about Chris Saberlick at halftime as well. Back after this, you're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal boys basketball on Charter Sports.
Maxland has the best authentic Mexican food north of the border. Start off with free chips and Maxland's famous homemade salsa. Maxland has a different lunch special every day that is served fresh in 15 minutes or less. And buy one and get one free margarita specials on Wednesdays for the ladies and Thursdays for the men. The Maxland has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Main Street in Fond du Lac and our Oshkosh location featuring a full-service bar next to Kmart on Curler Street.
And welcome back to the Cardinal Fieldhouse, where the Cardinals take a 40-22 lead into the locker room. Nick Van Acker back here with Sean Kaiser. And Sean, what can you say about this first half of play? One guy that brings the first half to a conclusion has been Chris Saberlick. 22 points in the first half. He's had a basketball game in just the first half.
Yeah, Chris Saberlick scoring just over 50% of the Fond du Lac Cardinals points, as they've got 40 points here at halftime. Saberlick 22 points so far, shooting the lights out from beyond the arc. An unbelievable crossover move to send this game into halftime. Saberlick has looked outstanding so far. This Cardinal offense has looked good. Their defense has looked good as well. Appleton East hasn't done that bad. As we'll check out the stats here in just a little bit, they've only missed 3 offensive baskets, but the problem for them has been turnovers, and credit the Cardinal defense for creating those turnovers.
You know, we talked about the Cardinals defense in the pregame show, and it comes out to be their offense in this basketball game. It's been a while since the Cardinals have scored 40 points in the first half of a basketball game. The other night, for instance, they barely scored 40 points in the whole basketball game. But the Cardinals have come out on fire, and Chris Saberlick has just done an outstanding job in the second half. Hopefully they can keep that intensity going.
And it's not only Chris Saberlick for the Cardinals, but several other players have had a chance to score points here. You know, the Cardinals have been scoring from the outside, from the free throw line, and from that post area. So the Cardinals looking really good, getting a lot of things accomplished on offense, and hopefully that'll carry over into the second half.
All right, let's take a look at the first half stats, including a lot of scoring for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Let's take a look at the stats. Fond du Lac, look at that, 15 of 20 for 75% from the field, 3 of 6 from the charity stripe. That's something you don't see too often. The Cardinals shooting better from the field than they are from the free throw line. 50% from there. 6 rebounds and 4 turnovers for the Cardinals. For Appleton East, 11 for 14, 79%. Both teams just coming out red hot from the field. No free throws by the Appleton East Patriots. 3 rebounds and 7 turnovers. As we take a look at the first half scoring for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. As I mentioned, they're led in scoring from Chris Saberlich, 22 points. Robbie Springborn has 6, and Sean Bartelt has 5 points. 3 guys have 4 points. Scoring for Appleton East, pretty spread out. All starters have put some points in the scorebook. Anderson, Mosing, and Godastik all have 4 points for the Appleton East Patriots. We are just about set for the second half. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal boys basketball on Charter Sports.
Most people don't. Many of my first-time clients are surprised when I find areas that are sore or tender that they didn't realize were there. I can help to release those tension spots. I always take time to listen to my clients because trust is very important. There can be many misconceptions about massage, and everyone has different comfort levels, and it's important to respect that. Massage therapy can be an important part of the overall health and well-being, and I encourage people to take their health seriously and to relax.
And welcome back to the Cardinal Fieldhouse as you get a good look at the student section in attendance here this afternoon, or this evening, excuse me. Not too bad of a crowd here for a Saturday night. As the Cardinals get ready, they will be on defense here to start off the second half. Appleton East brings it out. On top with it is Reitzner. Anderson at the top of the elbow. Cardinals defense has been pretty good here in the first half. Ball loose on the floor. And another turnover from Appleton East. Springborn looking to push it. He gives it up to Casey Weiss, and Weiss out of bounds, and Appleton East will have it back.
Now Appleton East on their first offensive possession, just a bad pass there as their offensive player got in trouble. He was being trapped by 2 Cardinal defenders. Nice job by that Cardinal defense. Appleton East, they've actually shot better than Fond du Lac. Haven't had as many attempts or makes as Fond du Lac, but they're shooting 79%. What's hurt them in that first half was those turnovers. If they can limit the turnovers in the second half, they'll have a chance to make a run.
Reitzner with the basketball. He brings it between the circles. He's being guarded by Bartelt, who has 2 fouls in the game for the Cardinals. Vanderhayden, long jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Derek Arndt. Cardinals looking to push it again. Springborn going to take it into the lane, basket, and the foul. Robbie Springborn had an opening straight up to the lane. He took and he picks up the foul as well.
I'll credit Robbie Springborn for recognizing the fact that he had an opening down the lane, and he took it all the way down, laid it off the glass, and then Springborn to the foul line. Springborn looks good so far as you see it right there. A pretty lay-in by Robbie, able to get by 2 defenders that time, and Springborn has had himself a pretty good game.
Springborn misses another free throw. Foul, by the way, went on Reitzner. That's his second for Appleton East. As the Patriots bring it up. And the ball knocked out of bounds will be controlled by the Patriots.
Well, the Cardinals have really been playing some tight defense against Appleton East tonight, Nick, and you got to give a credit to that for the reason of all those turnovers Appleton East has done. The Cardinals relentless on defense. Coach Diener talking after that victory against Neenah last Tuesday, saying that the players on this team, they like to get down and dirty. They like to get in players' faces. They really like to scrap and play defense.
Three-pointer on the way is good from Shane Mosing, and Mosing has 7 points. 42-25 in favor of Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac had their biggest lead of the game at 20 points. Sean Bartelt with it. He is being guarded by Godastik. Is it off to Saberlich? To Springborn. Saberlich cranks up a long three-pointer on the way off the front of the rim. No good. Appleton East comes away with the rebound. They look to push it down the court.
Saberlich had a nice screen set for him, but that time he was unable to connect from downtown, but he had one heck of a first quarter, scoring 22 points.
And a foul. That's going to go on Sean Bartelt. That'll be his third. As Coach Dick Diener quickly goes to the Pines and is going to bring out John Shavy.
Well, Bartelt had an outstanding game defensively against Neenah. As whoever he was asked to guard in that game, he was able to shut them down. Just a whale of a defensive ball game. A little bit too aggressive tonight so far against Appleton East as he picked up 3 early fouls.
Pass underneath, overshot. Fond du Lac comes away with the rebound. Derek Arndt to Casey Weiss to Robbie Springborn. Shavy. Saberlich cranks up a 3 on the way. Good. Chris Saberlick hits his 25th point of the basketball game and gives the Cardinals a 20-point, 45-25 lead.
Well, he's definitely in his zone tonight. Saberlick feeling it. He's got the confidence. He's got the stroke going. Ed Saberlick just having an outstanding basketball game tonight.
Bad pass, shot, whatever that was by Appleton East. Cardinals come away with it. Saberlick kicks it out to Springborn. Springborn takes it in. Short jumper, airballed it, and the Cardinals are going to get called for a foul.
Well, that wasn't a pretty pass there, a pretty shot. As the Cardinals came down court quickly, I thought Springborn might shoot up another deep three, but Robbie took it and kind of underlaid that one just a little bit. He's done a good job coming into the paint tonight, but that one he just didn't give it enough for gas.
Cardinal foul will go on Chris Saberlick. That is his second personal. 5:18 remaining in the third quarter. Been a quick-paced basketball game here tonight from the Cardinal Fieldhouse. Zilliger with it. He's being guarded tightly by Shavy. Good defense by John. Patriots. Zilliger kicks it out. Good ball rotation by Appleton East. Springborn on the defense. Zilliger trying to find an open man. Godostic. Cardinals playing good defense. Anderson underneath the Godostic. Godostic looking for some place to go with it. He gives it off to Anderson. Anderson then throws it out of bounds. Another turnover for Appleton East. That has been their black eye all night long.
And applause coming from the Fond du Lac coaching bench for that possession there defensively for the Cardinals. Oh, man, in the face of Appleton East. You just look at this basketball game, and Appleton East, they shot very well in that first half, but they really had to work hard for all their shots.
Ball stolen away, coast to coast with it goes Cameron Vanderhayden.
As I was saying, Appleton East has really had to work hard for all the shots they've gotten, while the Cardinals, it seems like things have come a lot easier for them offensively in this basketball game.
Saberlick thought about the three. He's going to penetrate into the lane. Nice, strong shot by Chris Saberlick. Saberlick with another basket. Everything's going for him tonight.
He doesn't need to shoot from just downtown. He could take it into the land of Giants as well, as Saberlick does it. And guess what? Another turnover for Appleton East. 4 already in this quarter.
John Milkey does not like it. Thought he might take a timeout. He decides not to. With a 20-point lead, the Cardinals on top 47-27. They get the basketball back.
4 turnovers in this quarter already for Appleton East, and they've got 11 so far in this game.
Springborn taking into the lane. There's going to be a foul.
Now, creating turnovers is always going to be huge for you. The Cardinals themselves have committed 7 turnovers. We saw early this season in the opening game when they played Cedarburg, the Cardinals were in double digits for turnovers, but so far tonight they are definitely forcing more than they are committing, and usually when you do that, you're going to win.
Zilliger goes to the Pines with a foul that time. Saberlick, long three-pointer on the way. Rim won't have it. Ball kept going by Appleton East. That one all but down for Chris Saberlick. And then another turnover for Appleton East. Very sloppy offensive game right now for the Patriots. Springborn, he looks to crank up a three himself. Off the side of the rim, no good. Patriots come away with it. Back and forth now for both teams.
I'm not for sure if the Cardinal coaching staff are real happy about that one. Springborn coming down, really didn't pass it. Usually the Cardinals like to pass that ball around before a shot is taken. I know they are up by 20 points, but got to get everybody else involved in that offense work for a good shot.
Saberlick's going to be called for the foul. That'll be Saberlick's third. So fouls starting to pile up on Chris. Dick Diener's going to take him out of the game, get Sean Bartelt back into the game, who has 3 fouls as well, but you want your sharpshooter on the bench. You don't want him to get into foul trouble come the fourth quarter.
Well, Saberlick's had a pretty good basketball game scoring with him out of the game for the first time tonight. The Cardinals going to have to look for other players to put points on the board.
Taking it baseline for the Patriots. Nice pass underneath, wide open is Shane Mosang. Mosang puts it in. He leads the Patriots now in scoring with 9 points.
Well, if there was one aspect of the Cardinals game tonight you would criticize, it would be that where a couple of times Appleton East has had players wide open under the basket and been able to put it up pretty easily.
Turnaround jump shot by Bartelt, no good, and then Jim Dilling is going to get called on the push-off. Fouls starting to pile up right now for the Fond du Lac Cardinals.
And the Cardinals offensively not too crisp so far in this third quarter after shooting 75% in the first half. The Cardinals only 3 of 8 shooting in this third quarter. Well, the Cardinals have cooled off a bit here to start the second half.
Into the game now for the Cardinals. The 5 players, Bartelt, Shavy, Weiss, Arndt, and Springborn. Anderson, long jump shot on the way off the front of the rim. No good, rebounded by Bartelt. Good strong rebound by Sean. Springborn looking to bring it up. The quarterback of this offense gives it to Bartelt. Springborn. Cardinals just patient now, trying to create some opportunities. Looking for that open jumper. Springborn. Shavy now with it to Casey Weiss. Cardinals very patient, 1:45 remaining in the third quarter.
I think for a stretch there offensively, the Cardinals kind of got away from this. They were kind of coming down, maybe making one pass to take it a shot, maybe making no passes to take it a shot. I think in one of those fouls, I think Coach Diener kind of said, hey, let's pass this ball around here a little bit and try and work for a better shot.
Casey Weiss looking to dump it off underneath. Derek Arndt takes it in the lane, shot blocked, and ball still loose on the court. It's going to go to Appleton East. Dick Diener and the Fond du Lac coaching staff not happy with that one. It's on the complete opposite side of where we are, Sean. I did not get a good look at it.
Well, I thought there could have been a foul called when Weiss went up for that, not for sure. Apparently the officials thought that was a clean block. They have a much better view of it down on that end of the court than we do, but regardless, the ball knocked out of bounds. Says that the Cardinals knocked it out. Appleton East will have the basketball. They trail by 18 with a minute and 18 to go in the third quarter.
Patriots with it now. Grant. And a turnover. John Shavy's got it. Shavy looking to take it all the way. Shot blocked from behind. And the Patriots come away with it. Kadastik in a little bit of trouble now. Gives it off to Anderson. Anderson is going to be a foul on Derek Arndt. Blocking foul on him.
Well, not the prettiest of quarters for the Cardinals this third quarter, as they looked unstoppable in that first half and looked really crisp executing on offense and defense, but the Cardinals, well, not so solid in this third quarter. Still put up 7 points so far in this third quarter, but have not been as effective and efficient as they were in the first half.
Anderson being guarded tightly by Arndt, and then, oh man, foul called on Arndt. Arndt just playing strong. Looked like he got all ball on that one. Referees disagree, and will call the foul on Arndt. That'll be Arndt's second foul. Anderson will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Sean, this is the first time in this basketball game, just under a minute left in the third quarter, that the Patriots have gone to the free throw line.
They haven't, yeah. How often have you seen a basketball game where a team has not made it to the free throw line until a minute left in the third quarter? It does not happen too often.
47-30 in favor of the Cardinals. 53.3 seconds left in the third quarter. Anderson's second one on the way off the back of the rim. No good. Saberlich back into the game. He comes away with the rebound. Cardinals probably going to look to take one shot here as we roll under 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Saberlich to Springborn. To John Shavy, back to Springborn. 30 seconds left.
Well, the Cardinals have scored 7 points in this third quarter, 8 points for Appleton East. So after we saw Fond du Lac score 40 points in the first half of this basketball game, their offense definitely slowed down and has become quiet so far in this third quarter.
Cardinals have scored at the end of every quarter so far in this basketball game. They have under 10 seconds. Springborn loses it, still in the air, and then he is fouled. Springborn fouled by Kyle Bowe. At the end of the first quarter, it was Robbie Springborn who hit a shot at the end of the quarter. The second quarter, it was Chris Saberlich. We'll see who takes it now with 3.9 seconds left. It's got to be a quick shot. Shavy looks to inbound it to Springborn. 3-2, Springborn. Shot on the way off the side of the rim. Almost went for Robbie. But we come to the end of the third quarter. Cardinals still in control of this one, 47-30. We'll have fourth quarter action right after this. You're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal boys basketball on the Charter Channel.
Screen printing for all your screen printing, embroidery, and trophy needs. Rainbow Screen Printing, just north of Highway 23 on Seymour Street in Fond du Lac.
Back here at the Cardinal Fieldhouse, Sean, are you looking for something during Christmas to buy?
I haven't finished my shopping yet, so...
Well, check out HegstromRealAwards.com. They have some great pen sets, also plaques. It's made in the Wisconsin North Woods. HegstromRealAwards.com. Well, Sean, the Cardinals struggled that quarter from the field. Came back down to reality a little bit.
Fond du Lac shot 75% from the field in the first half, but only 3 of 11 for under 30% shooting in that third quarter. The Cardinals not able to get some of those shots down. Probably didn't take as good of shots as they would have liked in the third quarter, but regardless, they still lead this basketball game by 17. And the Cardinals with the basketball to open up the fourth quarter. Barring a complete collapse, the Cardinals going to go on and win this basketball game. And just as I say that, Fond du Lac commits a turnover. You know, maybe last year the Cardinal team a little bit immature, and even though they went on such a great run, games like this, you know, they might have a potential to blow a lead. I think this team, even though it's early in the season, I think this team has got a couple of guys, underclassmen. Appleton East struggles to get the ball in. They got a couple underclassmen who had significant playing time last year. I think this team, I think a lead like this, 17 points, is probably going to stay this way the rest of the game.
Yeah, they've got some maturity on this basketball team. Saberlich with a lot of playing time last year. Springborn, Dilling got some playing time. Bartelt, Shavy, and even Casey Weiss. A lot of those guys with a lot of playing time. And, you know, down the line, the Cardinals are really going to benefit from that. You take a look at their roster, Sean, and they only have just a handful of seniors. A lot of these guys we'll see back next year.
As a three-point attempt by Appleton East is no good.
You take a look at it. Pat Randall, a senior. Derek Arndt, Ben Wasick, Kyle Shepard, Jim Dilling, and Casey Weiss. A lot of your top players, a lot of their starters, all juniors.
And underclassmen are the key for this Cardinal basketball team. As this year and next year should be exciting for Fond du Lac. 7 minutes to go in this basketball game. Fond du Lac up on top by 17 points. They lead Appleton East 47-30. As you see, Sean Bartelt with the basketball. Dribbling with it at the top of the key. Kicks it over to Casey Weiss, who gets it back to Robbie Springborn. Springborn dishes outside. Oh, yeah, he still got the hot hand. Chris Saberlich, another three-point basket.
That's Saberlich's 30th point of this basketball game. What a night for Chris Saberlich.
Had a struggle for the basketball. Boy, in this fourth quarter, I've seen some great intensity and hustle by Casey Weiss as he battles with the Appleton East player to try and gain possession of that basketball. Just the last possession for Appleton East, Casey Weiss knocked the ball out of bounds trying to steal it. The Cardinals up by 20 points, still hustling like this is a two-point game.
Yeah, you know, I just cannot say enough about Casey Weiss. He's come out this season. He really stepped up towards the end of last season, made some big shots in the playoffs, really has come out and been aggressive and been one of those role players for the Cardinals this year.
And that time, Casey Weiss forcing the Appleton East player to commit a turnover as traveling was called there, as Weiss had his hands all over the ball on that one. Some great defense being played by Casey Weiss here in the fourth quarter. Cardinals lead 50-30. 6:16 to go. You get a shot of Coach Diener. He's obviously got to be happy with the play of his basketball game in this one, as the Cardinals have definitely been effective offensively and defensively. We've seen them play great defense all season, Nick, but the offense has really come to life tonight.
Yeah, they have. They've done an outstanding job. As I mentioned, Chris Saberlich, 30 points. He has just as many points as the entire Appleton East Patriot basketball team.
So it's Saberlich 30, Appleton East 30. And the Cardinals just chewing down this clock. They're in no hurry, up by 20 points. I guess they're installing their basketball version of the running clock.
Well, the Cardinals have just been very impressive all season long. They've played 3 good games so far, 2 of those against Cedarburg and Neenah, 2 top teams, in the state this year, and the Cardinals have done a great job on beating those teams.
And some nice hustle there by Appleton East. Cardinals in trouble. Let's see if they call a timeout. And a jump ball actually going to be called. Now some good defense being played over there by Appleton East several times. You saw Tim Reichner trying to control that basketball. And
the Patriots aren't going to go away. They're going to go down fighting in this basketball game. They've got a lot to look forward to yet the rest of this basketball season. Really, if it weren't for turnovers, Appleton East still might be in this basketball game, and if it weren't for the hot hand of one Chris Saberlich.
Well, if you're Appleton East coach and you look at this basketball game, you're happy with the offensive effort, I think. Your team shot well. It's the turnovers that Appleton East needs to work on, and the defense that they're going to have to work on if they want to win some more games in the FBA. As we come under 5 minutes to play in the game, the Cardinals still up by 20. Down the lane, trying to lay one in is Casey Weiss, no good, but the Cardinals able to keep the rebound. That one thrown out there, and Saberlich able to gain possession of it.
Cardinals just very patient with it. They are in no hurry. They have a 20-point lead, and they're just going to look for an open shot and make Appleton East defend them.
Robbie Springborn in trouble, tries to hurl one up, hoping that maybe a foul will get called. It doesn't.
Well, that wasn't the open shot I'm sure head coach Dick Diener was looking for, but...
outside jumper taken by Appleton East. Rebound, jumped around, and controlled by Derek Arndt for Fond du Lac. 4 minutes to go in this game, a game that has been extremely quick. 50-30, as neither team has been in the bonus so far tonight. One more foul on Appleton East and the Cardinals will be, but we haven't seen many fouls as Fond du Lac going to take a timeout for the Cardinals. And it's a full timeout. We'll take a break. Fond du Lac on top, 50-30. 4 minutes left in this game. Back after this, you're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball on the Charter Channel.
Gearing up for high school sports, your first and only stop is Team Sports, Main Street, Fond du Lac. Shoes, balls, gear, it's all here at Team Sports on Main. Dribble, pass, shoot. It's basketball season, and Team Sports has all your basketball needs covered. One stop and you're in the game. Or maybe the struggle for the pin is more your speed. Team Sports also carries all you need for wrestling. Team Sports has trophies, leather jackets, and Packer and Badger merchandise. Team Sports, your sports headquarters.
Back here at Fond du Lac High School, the Cardinals on top, 50-30. We've got upcoming action coming here. Fond du Lac's going to be back at the Fieldhouse hosting Appleton North, their final home game of this home stretch, 4 straight home games. Tuesday night, the basketball game is going to be about 7:30, and you can catch the replay Wednesday night on the Charter Channel, Channel 14.
Actually, that's going to be on Thursday.
Actually, the replay of that game will be on Thursday. Thursday at 6 o'clock, you'll be able to catch the replay of Fond du Lac and Appleton North as those two will battle it out at the Cardinal Fieldhouse Tuesday night.
I'm pretty sure there's a county board meeting on 14 on Wednesday. That's why it can't be on that night.
As we come back to live action here, Cardinals with the basketball. They've really been patient and almost kind of just running this clock down. Looking forward to getting in the locker room and celebrating a victory.
Yep, and their third victory and 2-0 in the FBA this season.
Well, since the Cardinals aren't going to take any shots, what do you think of this Packers game on Sunday night against the Vikings?
Well, every win here on out for Green Bay is a must-win, and you know it's going to be cold. I had a chance to go to the game tomorrow, sit up in a skybox actually, but I didn't want to afford the $200 a ticket that it cost me to go to the game.
Ouch! Turnover for Fond du Lac.
I was offered the tickets, and they said $200 a piece. I said, I'll sit at home where it's about 70 degrees in my living room.
As you see, the Cardinal coach Dick Diener and some of the assistants giving an applause to Chris Saberlich. Saberlich checking out of this basketball game, and how many points for Chris Saberlich, Nick?
30 points tonight for Chris Saberlich. One of the top games by a Cardinal in a long time.
Yes, definitely in single digits. I guess below 0 wind chill expected at Lambeau Field Sunday night for the Packers and Vikings. You know, last year with Spurgeon Wynn, the Vikings' third-string quarterback, they gave the Packers a run for their money. As another turnover for Appleton East, the Cardinals come the other way up with it. Oh, clean block. And I tell you what, the officials, I guess they must have some hot dates tonight. They really haven't been calling too many fouls tonight down low. And credit them for part of the reason this game has gone by so quickly. But looks like Appleton East is finally going to get a foul called. And well, the Cardinals, according to the scoreboard, I thought they would put them into the bonus, but I guess not.
Into the game now for the Cardinals is Ross Schumacher, as well as our jump ball special football player, Ben Wasik.
Well, those two, Wasik and Schumacher, were able to connect several times on this basketball season. As the Cardinals able to put one down there, that one was Kyle Shepard with an outside jumper. So some of the second and third string players for the Fond du Lac Cardinals getting some playing time here with 2 minutes to go in this basketball game.
Believe it or not, Sean, that is only the 5th point scored in this 4th quarter. Appleton East yet to score a basket.
Now the Cardinals have, well, they time of possession, I guess. It's usually a term used for football, but the Cardinals have held on to this basketball for most of the 4th quarter. So a foul going to be called on John Shavy. Well, that Packer game, I think the Packers are going to win, but the Packers with so many injuries.
Oh, yeah.
You know they're eventually going to catch up.
Yeah, you think eventually, and you know, this is the time of season where every win is key, especially in trying to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay tripped up last week against New Orleans. Tampa Bay has a tough schedule. The Packers still have a chance to get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, but they have to take care of business themselves and win out.
Free throw good by Appleton East.
You know, the thing is that, you know, in all honesty, I think if the Packers get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, they will go to the Super Bowl. If not, it just doesn't look good. Their road record has been less than stellar.
Well, I would definitely have to agree with you on that point. Definitely should be interesting.
Into the game also for the Cardinals now is John Conan, number 43.
Down the lane and good for Fond du Lac. Lay-in was good for the Cardinals. I believe that was Ross Schumacher with the lay-in.
Schumacher comes with the rebound now.
Always some of the fun basketball here in the last couple of minutes. Some of these guys who usually don't see the floor like to chuck it up from anywhere. Ross Schumacher shoots it from outside, and that one's no good. Other way, let's see. I didn't think we'd see a breakaway dunk. Oh, and a block shot by Kyle Shepard. What hustle by Shepard the other way.
These guys got something to play for as well, and they are doing a great job. It's good to see some of these guys get a chance to play, see some of the depth on the bench.
Shepard from outside. Shepard with a long two-pointer. Kyle Shepard showing an all-around game here late in this basketball.
And now the Appleton East Patriots take a 20-second timeout. You know, Kyle Shepard has 4 points in the quarter. He has outscored the Appleton East Patriots in the quarter. They've only scored 1 point. Just a reminder, if you want to see upcoming action or you want to check out the replays, what time they might be, check out our website. Don't type in the www. Just leave that out. Just type in webpages.charter.net/NICKJODI. Has all the upcoming scores and upcoming games that we do here on Charter Communications. Check it out, webpages.charter.net/NICKJODI. 45 seconds left here in this basketball game. It has been all Fond du Lac tonight.
Yes, you're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball on the Charter Channel, where they lead 56-31 in the fourth quarter. Ball poked away by Saporski for Fond du Lac, and then Appleton East turns it over. We've seen that sight all night long. 16 turnovers for Appleton East.
Wow. That's been the story of this basketball game for them. That's just one thing you cannot do against this Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball team is turn it over.
23 seconds to go. Outside shot up and no good. Offensive rebound. Kyle Shepard doing a nice job playing here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he has. He's got 4 points and a couple of strong rebounds and a blocked shot. Not a bad fourth quarter for Kyle Shepard, the 6'4" senior.
Shepard's first free throw is good. As you mentioned, Appleton East have they scored any points in this fourth quarter? No, they have not, have they?
They scored one free throw. That's it.
Kyle Shepard outscoring Appleton East himself in this fourth quarter.
Kyle Shepard comes into the game fourth quarter and ties is actually the third leading scorer on the team with 6 points.
Ball knocked away. Let's see where the possession's going to go. Who knocked that one out of bounds? Referees are going to huddle up, hold each other. Actually, I think they might do a waltz. So, okay, no, Ben. It's going to actually be Fond du Lac basketball. They're embracing each other like they are going to bust into some sort of dance.
They're going to bust a move. They're going to get jiggy with it.
7.5 seconds, time winding down. Who's going to fire up the last shot on? A steal by Appleton East. Let's see if he'll dunk it. Oh, the shot blocked, but a foul going to be called on Ross Schumacher as time expires. And, well, are they going to put a couple seconds back on the clock?
I would imagine that they would. They blew that whistle beforehand. Really, it don't mean a whole lot besides the scorebook. They are going to give him 2 shots, and it'll be a foul on Ross Schumacher. Will be the end of this basketball game, and everybody's heading out to the exit. They don't care.
They should not shoot this. It's a big game. They should not shoot this.
Let's see if they do it or not.
It's a bad move on the offensive.
And they aren't even going to shoot it.
Right.
That is going to be the end of this basketball
That's
game.
right call.
Good call by the referee. 58-31 is your final. We'll be back with the post-game stats and talk about this big win for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. 58-31. Back after this. You're watching Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball on the Charter Channel.
Maxland has the best authentic Mexican food north of the border. Start off with free chips and Maxland's famous homemade salsa. Maxland has a different lunch special every day that is served fresh in 50 minutes or less. And buy one and get one free margarita specials on Wednesdays for the ladies and Thursdays for the men. The Maxland has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Main Street in Fond du Lac and our Oshkosh location featuring a full-service bar next to Kmart on Carler Street.
All right.
Kaiser goes nuts.
21 of 39.
Goes nuts.
Is nuts.
Appleton East, 14 of 25. They hit 3 field goals in the second half. Wow. The percentage for Fond du Lac, 54 and 56.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you want to set up on Nick and Sawyer again.
Free throws.
You want,
Cardinals 5 of 8.
yeah, that's what I have to take the thing
2 of 3. 62 and 66.
Court. Excuse me.
All right, rebounds for the Cardinals, 13. 7. We've got 8 and 16. There she is, Miss Fond du Lac.
There she was.
You ready here?
Oh, hang on.
Yep. Hold on one second. Check. Oh, shoot. You just knocked something off. Oh, wait. Never mind. Yeah, hold on one second. Hold that stop on 3. There we go. You have to have her give us a cue.
Yep. Ready? We go.
Come back to the Cardinal Fieldhouse. Final score tonight from
Look. Not them yet. Now you're back. Now you're back. Go ahead, Anna. Now cue.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Fieldhouse. Final score tonight, the Fond du Lac Cardinals go to 3-0 on the season with a 58-31 victory over the Appleton East Patriots. Sean, good basketball game tonight by the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Came out in the first half just on fire from the field. Chris Saberlich, 30 points in this basketball game.
Yeah, Chris Saberlich almost outscoring the entire Appleton East team in this basketball game. And the Cardinals in the first half did an outstanding job, offensively and defensively. You know, an offensive mix. Saberlich was hitting his shots. A couple of other guys, we talked about it at halftime, how the Cardinals were scoring from the outside, the inside, able to get to the free throw line as well. So good execution for the Cardinals. Things slowed down scoring in the second half for both teams, but that's kind of expected. The Cardinals really played their game in the first half, and they go on to victory and stay undefeated.
You know, the Cardinals start off the season with a couple of tough basketball games. Cedarburg, Neenah, now Appleton East, and they've beaten all of them and done a good job of it. This Fox Valley Association this year, you got about, Appleton West is kind of steps above everybody else, but after that, there's about 6, 7 other teams that are going to compete for second place down.
And I don't even think you can hand Appleton West that title just yet. I mean, they got Brian Butch, but the surrounding cast around Brian Butch is very suspect. So, I mean, if you can stop that big man, it'll be interesting. But the Cardinals able to pick up another victory here at home as they're able to go 3-0 on the season, 2-0 in the conference. One more home game coming up Tuesday night against Appleton North. So the Cardinals, in all essence, should be 4-0 as they start to play some of their road games. And hopefully these home games will be confidence builders for this team, and they'll be able to have the same success on the road.
Yeah, it will be key. It is key, actually, for the Fond du Lac Cardinals to win the games while they have at home, because those road games in this conference, they're tough to win those, so you might as well get the ones that you have at home.
Most definitely. So hopefully the Cardinals can carry this over. Some good play by them so far this season at home, and confidence all around. And they've been able to work on some things and have to be confident going into the bulk of the FBA season.
58-31. Let's take a look at tonight's final stats.
Okay, one's on, camera 2, you're done. And
There you see the Cardinals from the field, 21 of 39 for 54%. And they were 75% in the first half, so they came back down just a little bit. Appleton East, 14 of 25. They came down as well, 56%. Cardinals 5 of 8 from the charity stripe for 62%. And Appleton East 2 of 3 for 66. Cardinals 13 rebounds and 8 turnovers. The Appleton East Patriots 7 rebounds, and 16 turnovers. That's the one glaring stat for the Patriots, are those turnovers. And upcoming action will be on Tuesday night as the Cardinals play their 4th home game in a row here from the Cardinal Fieldhouse. Appleton North comes to the Cardinal Fieldhouse to take on the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Game on Tuesday night. Tip-off should be around 7:30 or so. We will have the replay for you. Mark this on your calendars. It will be Thursday instead of Wednesday night. Some conflicts with the county board meeting and stuff like that. So the replay will be on Thursday night at 6 o'clock on the Charter Channel, Channel 14. Final stats tonight. Chris Saberlich, 30 points. Robbie Springborn, 8 points for the Cardinals. And then Shepard comes in and also gets 6 points. Well, thanks tonight goes out to our video sports crew